Hey champion, this is Cherie with Unmuting Me again with the 3-part series. Last time I talked to you guys, we talked about toxic people and some characteristics or traits that other people may have you may want to point out. And that is a part of getting rid of those distractions. So today, you may want to go back and take a look at that video too. And if you haven't, look at it again about toxic people, because we're usually around those people a lot. So today, it's going to be about why you can't concentrate. And let me give y'all some background about me. Y'all may hear this accent come out. I am from Mississippi. I live in Colorado, though. I live in Colorado with my daughter. But I'm from Mississippi. Born and raised. But I've been here for quite some time now. And everywhere I go, I light the fire, because don't matter where I go, I'm going to make sure I speak. I'm going to be considerate, but I also make sure I speak, and I like to say what's right, because sometimes we like to suppress ourselves too much, which causes us to be in those vulnerable situations that causes us to make poor choices. So getting rid of distractions, concentration. Why you can't concentrate, and what is concentration? I tell my daughter this all the time, like, you need to focus. Focus. I even grew up, people saying, you need to concentrate. You need to learn how to concentrate. You in school, you've been told how to concentrate. You need to concentrate on this, because we always get distracted by something. But let me ask y'all a question. We grew up believing that. We grew up believing that concentration is a way that we like to get things done. And that's true, because when you do concentrate, you are focused on one thing and you will get things done. However, we're not shown to do that. Has anybody showed you really how to concentrate? Like in school, if you are in a math class, they're showing you how to do an equation. The teacher is literally showing you, breaking down what you need to do to get the problem right and the steps that you need to do to get there. But think about it. Has anyone showed you how you should be concentrating? How you should concentrate? I don't think so. We're not formally trained to do stuff like that. We're told to do it, but we're not trained to do it. We're not educated on how to concentrate. And that is a problem with distraction, because we want to do it, but it's so hard. It's so hard to do, especially when you don't even know how to do it. Even as an adult, sometimes we get distracted so much because we can't concentrate. That's why our brains, to be honest, just throwing some little nuggets out there for you, our brains have between 12,000 and 60,000 thoughts in a day. But let me tell you, 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts in one day total. Most of those thoughts are useless. That's why our brain usually filters what we want to filter out, which helps us, because trust me, because you imagine trying to focus on 60,000 things in one day. You probably can't even survive. That's why it does help us. It does have some benefits for us. But we tend to focus on the things that carry more weight. So I will tell you this, is that we do tend to focus on the things that carry more weight. The things that have the most impact are the things that we tend to focus on the most. One thought causes us to get distracted. I can tell you that now. One thought, you can be focused on this one little thing, and then there's something that comes in, immediately takes your whole attention away. And that is something that we need to learn how to do. We have to be able to bring our thought back in from what we were originally trying to do, because we got distracted, because we have a hard time concentrating. You can't learn anything unless you're taught how to do it. I'm going to tell you like that. If you're not taught how to concentrate, you won't get there. And we try to do this all the time. We try to put this on other people. We sometimes like to label our children as having all these different type of deficiencies and all these learning disabilities and the behavior disabilities, but we don't teach them how to do it, honestly. If we can sit there and, tell our children that you got to concentrate or you're too distracted, then let's show them how to do it. But in order for us to show them how to do it, we need to practice it first, because they are looking at us as the example. And if we're not giving a good example, then Who are they supposed to learn from? All right, so here's my thought. Getting rid of distractions and concentration. First, we need to understand about the mind. We first need to understand about the mind. Your mind is like a sponge. Your mind is like a sponge, and it will soak up anything, whether good or bad. It will soak up anything, whether good or bad. And most of the things we soak up in our brains are done subconsciously, meaning that we don't even know that we're doing it. So there's one thing that we need to first think about. Our subconscious is basically habit behaviors, things that we do on a habitual basis, and it causes us to do it when we don't even know about it. So that's one of the things that I want to make sure that you understand is, how can I concentrate? The reason why I'm bringing this in on getting rid of distractions compared to the toxic people, because they seem like two different topics, is because they sometimes correlate. From experiences, when I dealt with more toxic people, I was putting myself in more toxic environments. I became more and more distracted. I started to focus on this, because I didn't really understand the relationship I was having with myself. And I didn't realize the pain that was already inside of me. And I was just allowing all these different things to come in my life that should not have been there in the first place, that I allowed, and it caused me to be more and more distracted, and it caused my concentration, caused me to be less I don't know what you call it. It caused me to be less concentrated. I don't know if that's even a word, but whatever. I couldn't focus. I guess I would say that. It causes me to not be focused as much. That's why. Let's focus on distraction. So one thing I would give you as in how to kind of help you with the distraction piece is, for one, practice it. Find one thing that you want to focus on and continuously hold that thought and hold that moment for an extended period of time. And if another thought comes, then you need to bring your mind back in. This is for my people like me that tend to do one thing, stop, and then focus on another thing, then stop. And then I go back to the other thing and try to finish it. And then I'm trying to do all these things at one time. And then before I know it, I've completed a few things, but I haven't gotten all of them done. And I've taken on more than what I could. Ways to increase your concentration, for one, is minimize distraction for an extended period of time. Two is put the focus on what is worth giving your attention to for an extended period of time. Meaning that put the focus on what is worth your attention. Don't put your attention and focus on things that have no justice for you, not giving you no pleasure. You really it's just empty, it's useless. Don't put your attention on those type of things. Put your attention on things that matter. Number three is focus on one thing at a time for an extended period of time. That part is going to take some practice. Focus on one thing at a time for an extended period of time. Try to, if you're in a relationship with someone or you're having a conversation with someone, try to practice. Try to practice and try to hold the conversation with someone for an extended period of time without doing something else. That will definitely help you. And another one is practicing mindfulness. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more too. For an extended period of time, is that you put your mind in a place to where it's just you and your thoughts. And let's say about 10 to 15 minutes, wherever your thought goes is where it goes. You are in that place for that extended amount of time. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a lot about the mind, because the mind is what causes us to do things. The mind is what causes us to have a result of something, and it comes from the distraction piece. And when you're distracted, you are you're going to be a target, an easy target of being around people that can take your attention away from yourself. And I want us to no longer think about being a people pleaser, but being a person pleaser, myself pleaser. I guess I would say that, a myself pleaser. And that will come from you unmuting yourself and realizing that these things are inside of you and they need a voice, and you need to unleash these things so you can take care of it, so you can better take care of yourself. The last one is obviously practice. Practice. You want to make sure that you are minimizing distractions for an extended period of time, and you want to put the focus on things that matter. You want to focus on one thing for an extended period of time, and you want to practice mindfulness. So these are the 5 things that I've said. When you practice mindfulness, then you have to keep practicing. So the 5th one would be practice, practice, practice for an extended period of time. Notice the word is extended period of time, meaning that you have to put your focus on a certain time to do this. So you need to practice it, and every opportunity you're going to have to do it. So this is getting rid of distractions, concentration, learning how to concentrate so you don't get distracted so much, because you can't get things done if you always distracted, and distractions come in many different characteristics. But for one, we're going to talk about concentration. This is Cherie with Unmuting Me Coaching. You are a champion. You're born to win. You are enough. And we're going to do this together. How about that?